Good morning and a very warm welcome to all of you this Sunday for the Singapore-India Hackathon 2023. It's been a long time in the coming, post-COVID. The last time we had it was in 2019. I'd like to very warmly welcome, on behalf of the Indian Ministry of Education, All India Council for Technical Education, IIT Gandhinagar, and NTU Singapore, our distinguished chief guests, the Honorable Singapore Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Mr. Lawrence Wong. Let's have a big round of applause. And our very popular and beloved Honorable Minister of Education, Skills Development and Entrepreneurship, Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. A big round of applause. Before we begin the formal program, may I invite the official photographer to please take a group photo of the guests of honors with the Singapore-India Hackathon students, judges, mentors, and organizers. Everyone else, please remain seated. We'll just do a quick photo op. Thank you, gentlemen. I'd like to now invite Minister Dharmendra Pradhan and Honorable Minister, Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore, Mr. Lawrence Wong, to please come to the stage and be seated. May I also invite the other guests to please come on stage and be seated. Our VIP guests, please take your seats and we'll start the program. I'd also like to invite now to commence the ceremony for Professor Rajat Mona, Director of IIT Gandhinagar, to please come and give us welcome remarks. Professor Mona.
Mr. Lawrence Wong, Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Singapore, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan Ji, Honorable Minister of Education, Skill Development, Entrepreneurship, Government of India, His Excellency Mr. Simon Wong, Singapore High Commissioner to India, Professor T.G. Sitaram, Chairman, All India Council of Technical Education, AICTE, Professor Lam Kin Yong, Vice President Industry in NTU, Singapore, Professor Louis Fee, Vice President Innovation and Entrepreneurship and Dean, College of Engineering at NTU, Professor Tim White, Vice President, International Engagements at NTU, Mr. Swapnendu Mohanty, Chief FinTech Officer, MAS, Singapore, Dr. Avagere, Vice Chairman, AICTE, Mr. Surojit Shom, CEO, DVS, India, Ms. Soma Narayanan, Managing Director, DVS, Ms. Amita Chaudhary, Group Head Sustainability, AIA, Ms. Preeti Davra, Director Global Marketing and Strategy at NTU, members of the Consulate General of Singapore, participants to Singapore-India Hackathon, startups and students from Singapore and from India, members of the organizing team from AICT, NTU, and IIT Gandhinagar, all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my proud privilege to welcome all of you to this event of Singapore India Hackathon. On a morning of Sunday, you witnessing this event here is a great pride for us. Past 2 days saw a very hectic and enthusiastic participation of teams from Singapore and from India who took part in 36 hours long continuous hackathon at IIT Gandhinagar, and mind you, it was without sleep. Today, while we are here awaiting the announcements of the results, I would like to mention that the work carried out by all teams had been an exemplary one, and the selectors had a tough time to identify the winners. I would like to welcome all of you for your enthusiasm, passion, and unprecedented zeal with which you have shown this particular excitement in the last couple of things in this Singapore India Hackathon. I would also like to welcome and thank our industrial partners, MAS, DVS, AIA, who came forward to provide the problems and to judge the solutions. The importance given by the Government of India and Government of Singapore is evident today, and I welcome everyone for their support to make startups and students from two countries come together to solve the problems of the society which are contemporary in nature. Finally, I welcome everyone present here to IIT Gandhinagar and to the award ceremony of Singapore India Hackathon 2023 for their presence. Many participants who could not be accommodated in this hall, and therefore they are witnessing this through video link from the adjacent hall. I welcome them through the video link. Finally, I wish everyone the best. Majula Singapura, Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Professor Mona. May I now request for the introduction Singapore India Hackathon video to be played. The first Singapore India Hackathon was initiated in 2018 by the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, on an official visit to Singapore to harness and showcase the inventiveness of Indian and Singaporean students. The hackathon was strongly supported by Singapore Prime Minister Mr. Lee Hsien Loong, Nanyang Technological University, Singapore, together with the Indian Ministry of Education's All India Council for Technical Education, took the lead to jointly organize the event, which was an overwhelming success, with a total of 120 students participating. Following its positive reception, another Singapore India Hackathon was organized at the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras in 2019.
I had suggested this idea of a joint hackathon during a previous visit to Singapore. Participants can test their ideas, their innovative skills, and I firmly believe that the solutions found in today's hackathons are the startup ideas for tomorrow.
On behalf of NTU Singapore and AICTE Ministry of Education, I'd like to welcome all of you for the Singapore India Hackathon Launch 2023.
NTU and AICT will be assigned personally at India. I will personally monitor and will sure my colleague will monitor at their end how the successful model will be monetized, how they will convert to a startups, how they will create value, how they will create job, how they will solve the crisis, the problem paper.
But the biggest prize of all will be the friendships that start today. Friends encourage us to dream higher, bigger, and push us to reach higher goals. And I hope that your friendships will endure beyond today's hackathon. Together, you can change our world for the better for all of us.
This year's hackathon is also very special. It is held as part of India's G20 presidency with a focus on fintech and sustainability. These two topics are essentially relevant in this age and day where we are moving towards Industry 4.0 and also entering Industry 5.0. So we recognize the importance of not just the student talent pipeline, but also the startup and SMEs to the research, development and innovation ecosystem of both India and Singapore.
India has both capacity and capability, and Singapore has capital. So when you bring capital, capacity, capability together to this India-Singapore Hackathon, you bring the best talent, whether students or startups, who can pitch into an idea which needs a lot of capital once it is successful. So this hackathon allows you to discover the process of entrepreneurship, good idea, and get in the right capital to be a real meaningful company in future.
It's a great opportunity to be able to tap into diverse minds, young minds, startups, in order to think about what could be the possible solutions that can drive positive impact at scale for the planet and for the society.
What's most important, I think, is that young people have to well understand the world is global. So opportunities like the Singapore India Hackathon allow you to really learn about each other's different working styles, to understand the problems and the challenges which are in each country, and from that you can generate real value and real innovation.
The Singapore India Hackathon is a great opportunity for some of the smartest young minds in both countries to take a crack at solving some of the key issues which are facing the region. Both NTU and DBS are delighted to be part of this very important initiative in the year of India's G20 presidency.
For me, each of you is the winner. I will also take this opportunity to specially thank Nanyang Technical University and AICT for extending help and support to make the India-Singapore Hackathon a grand success.
May I now invite Thank you. May I now invite Chairman of AICTE, Dr. Sitaram, to felicitate Singapore Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Lawrence Wong. May I now invite Professor Lam King Yong, NTU Vice President for Industry, to facilitate Honorable Minister Pradhan. We'll now have some brief remarks from Professor Louis Fee, NTU Vice President for Innovation and Entrepreneurship and Dean of College of Engineering. Professor Louis Fee, please.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Singapore, Mr. Lawrence Wong, Honorable Indian Minister of Education, Skilling and Entrepreneurship, Sri Dharmendra Pradhan, Chairman of All India Council of Technical Education, Professor T.G. Sitaram, and Director of Indian Institute of Technology, Gandhinagar, Professor Rajat Muna, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we gather here to celebrate the success of the Singapore-India Hackathon 2023 and to honor the remarkable achievements of the winning teams and all the organizers, sponsors, and supporting partners of both Singapore and India who made it possible. It is a momentous occasion that highlights the power of collaboration, innovation, and the indomitable spirit of our talented students and startups. My heartiest congratulations to all winners. On behalf of Nanyang Technological University, Singapore, I would like to sincerely thank Singapore Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Lawrence Wong, for honoring PM Modi's request to hold this year's edition. Without DPM Wong's enthusiastic support to take forward PM Modi's request, we would not have been here today. DPM took time off from the G20 Finance Ministers meeting in Gandhinagar to attend this ceremony. I am also appreciative of the invaluable support of the Indian Minister of Education, Skilling and Entrepreneurship, Sri Dharmendra Pradhan, who has enthusiastically supported the 2023 edition of the Hackathon. Incidentally, we had the pleasure of hosting him in Singapore recently when he visited NTU and interacted with our president, leadership, students, and faculty. NTU looks forward to supporting the minister's wish to be a strategic partner for capacity building and skilling for the talent of India's youth. Finally, I'm grateful to AICTE and IIT Gandhinagar for hosting this year's hackathon on this beautiful campus and extending warm hospitality to all the participants. India's startup ecosystem has witnessed a meteoric rise, with several unicorns and successful startups making a global impact. Companies such as Flipkart, Ola, and Paytm have not only disrupted traditional industries, but have also become household names worldwide. These success stories exemplify India's entrepreneurial spirit and its ability to leverage technology and innovation to create scalable solutions. Likewise, IIT Gandhinagar has been instrumental in fostering a thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem. The institution's alumni have gone on to found successful startups such as JoCart and Qbet that have created groundbreaking solutions and positively impacted various sectors. These success stories exemplify IIT Gandhinagar's commitment to nurturing and empowering its students to turn their ideas into reality. In Singapore, our startup ecosystem has also witnessed tremendous growth and global recognition. The city-state has become a hotbed for startups, with several unicorns emerging in recent years. Names like Nanofilm, Grab, and Carousel have not only revolutionized industries, but have also attracted significant investments making Singapore a hub for innovation and entrepreneurship. NTU Singapore, too, has played a pivotal role in nurturing entrepreneurial talent. Our university has been a breeding ground for startups and spin-offs, with notable success stories like Red Dot Analytics and Eureka Robotics emerging from our ecosystem. In fact, Nanofilm, the unicorn I mentioned earlier, had its humble beginning in an engineering lab in NTU. These ventures exemplify our commitment to pushing the boundaries of innovation, harnessing cutting-edge technology, and creating solutions that address global challenges. The Singapore-India Hackathon provides a unique opportunity for teams from both nations and beyond to learn from and inspire one another to achieve win-win outcomes. By embracing diversity and collaborating across borders, we tap into a wealth of knowledge, perspectives, and ideas. In closing, I congratulate once again the winning teams of the Singapore-India Hackathon 2023. Your remarkable achievements are a testament to your creativity, talent, and ingenuity. Together, we can create an environment that nurtures aspiring entrepreneurs and shape a world where innovation knows no boundaries. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Fee. May I now invite the chairman of AICTE, Professor Sitaram, to come and give his remarks.
Namaste to everyone. Honorable His Excellency, Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister of Singapore, Mr. Lawrence Wong, our beloved Minister of Education, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Sri Dharmendra Pradhan Ji, and all the distinguished guests from Singapore who are on the dais and also off the dais, the team NTU who have come here even as participating as well as for helping as mentors. Professor Rajat Muna, Director of IIT, Gandhinagar, and all the officials and delegates of India and Singapore, I extend a warm welcome to all of you for your presence in the Singapore-India Hackathon. Singapore-India Hackathon is not just a program on ideas, but on ground, a practical, hands-on challenge has been solved by the students who show their willingness to confront challenges and find workable solutions. The hackathon provides an ideal environment for participants to exchange ideas, leverage their diverse skill sets, and develop groundbreaking solutions for the common man. By combining the expertise of students, researchers, and mentors from both the countries, we are fostering a culture of innovation that will shape the future of technology. All India Council for Technical Education and NTU Singapore, along with the Ministry's Innovation Council, MIC, together has created many such opportunities for the students through this hackathon. This is the third time happening in IIT Gandhinagar. Friends, Indian Institute of Technologies are today the brand for entire India. These Indian Institute of Technologies are today known for India's innovation and other technologies. This partnership of coming together in this hackathon exemplifies the strong partnership between India and Singapore in the field of technical education and innovation. Both the countries have provided an excellent platform for the participant to showcase their talent and learn from each other. The hackathon not only promotes collaboration, but also instills valuable qualities like teamwork, adaptability, and perseverance in our future technologies and entrepreneurs. As I told you, the first Singapore India Hackathon, this is the third one. The first Singapore India Hackathon was launched in Singapore by the Honorable Prime Minister of India. And now we are in the third edition. This third edition features 6 carefully crafted problem statements. In the last 2 days, the hackathon has seen the wide participation of students and startups and participants to innovate and solve the problems. The intelligence, the new ideas, logical and analytical thinking, and skillful mindset of these participants, mentored by the mentors, have helped them to dig out the best solution to the given problems in the area of fintech and also sustainability and ESG. The solutions developed during this Singapore India Hackathon have the potential to transform various sectors, including fintech, environmental, social, governance, sustainability, and education. I'm confident that many of these innovative ideas will pave the way for startups and contribute significantly to the growth and development of our nation. We should also look at how these ideas will transform into products, and then through technology transfer, we can make it available to the common man. Friends, this is an era of networking and working together. This was provided to all participants in the last 2 days of Singapore India Hackathon. I once again congratulate and appreciate the participants for both countries, India and Singapore, who performed their best in this hackathon. The joint efforts put in by students of both nations will pave the way for our collaboration in the field of education, science and technology, startups, and thoughtful leadership, and much more. I also congratulate the winners of the third edition of Singapore India Hackathon. We are all awaiting to hear. Thank you. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sitaram. I'd now like to invite some of our real stars of this program, the students and startups who have been participants, to come for some experience sharing. May I invite Pang Yok, Lima Bisht, Yash Sinha, Park Hui Ying, and Bhavyata Agarwal. Please come to the stage. And in the startups, Calvin Wei, Janessa, and Partha Rao.
Good morning, distinguished guests of honor and fellow audiences. I am Chloe from Singapore Republic Polytechnic, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone that is part of this hackathon, as well as my mentors that has guided us, and special shout out to my team. There were certainly many new experiences, such as eating buffet for all 3 meals, but I'm not complaining because the food here is good. I went from zero knowledge in coding to being able to code a web page with the help of my team introducing me to ChatGPT. I can now finally apply it in my own startup. As a diploma student and the youngest here, everyone else have higher qualifications than me, which led me to low self-confidence. But ultimately, I learned that this is my opportunity to be able to learn from them and forge long-term relationships. Being able to be part of this hackathon has given me an exposure of working with students from India. I have learned so much about their culture and grew my network here. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to participate in more hackathons like this.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lima, a student from the Singapore University of Technology and Design who took part in the financial literacy problem statement. While my team might not have been the top 3, I'm sure I'm not the only participant who believes that we have much we can take away from the knowledge and culture exchange, especially as a Singaporean Indian. The late-night Bhangra dancing sessions and Zumba were definitely entertaining and fun, and a much-needed break from the 36 hours. On a more serious note, I'm privileged to be provided an opportunity to expand my social circles and meet all these friendly people, whether it be the participants, the mentors, experts, and organizers. Thank you for making my experience a rich and fulfilling one. While I might not have met everyone yet, I hope to do that by 18th. I'm confident the many people I have met, I can reach out to them in the future when the need arises for help. Because after all, Vasudevai Kutumbatam, the world is one family. Thank you.
So, hello everyone, and thank you for inviting to this platform. And I'm flabbergasted because to addressing on this platform, I worship. The love for hackathon started for the first time I participated in the Smart India Hackathon, and it's a dream for every Indian BTech student to win the India's largest hackathon. And after I participated in the UNESCO Africa India Hackathon and then the Singapore India Hackathon, I actually love the common thing in between them. Meeting new people from other countries, sharing new cultures, teaching them to eat how Indian food, and then learning new skills. The best part, the challenge to resolve the real life problem on the stage and present it to them. And at the end, I would like to thank my teammates, my mentors of the team uniform, and the organizers for organizing this whole big hackathon. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Park Hui Ying, and I am from Nanyang Technological University. And these past 36 hours have been so grueling, but so exciting at the same time. And I had actually so much fun in this hackathon working alongside my teammates, and they've been the most dedicated, hardworking, resilient individuals I've ever met in my life. So it was truly my honor to work with you all. And to my mentors, Aishwarya and Samrat, you have been the most kind, most generous, most gracious, and extremely good looking as well, might I add. Yeah. So working alongside with you was a win for us already. And thank you to our organizers, to IIT, and to our mentors for making this such a fun and memorable experience for all of us. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I stand here as a finalist from Singapore, representing the student track of the Singapore India Hackathon 2023. As an electrical and electronic engineering undergraduate from NTU Singapore, this hackathon has been an incredible journey for me, brimming with learning and innovation. I'm grateful to the organizers for orchestrating this remarkable event, showcasing the power of cross-cultural collaboration and technology. It has been an honor to work with brilliant minds from Singapore and India, pushing boundaries and creating solutions that can leave a lasting impact. I want to extend my heartfelt appreciation to my mentors and fellow teammates whose unwavering support has been invaluable. Together, we have embraced the challenges and discovered our potential to make a difference. To all the participants, your talent and dedication have been truly inspiring. Each team's innovation and passion have showcased the immense possibilities that lie in our collective efforts. As the Singapore India Hackathon 2023 concludes, let us remember that this is not the end, but a stepping stone towards a brighter future. The skills and experiences gained here will shape us as future leaders and innovators. I extend my gratitude once again to the organizers, mentors, and fellow participants for making this hackathon an unforgettable experience. Let us embrace this spirit of innovation and collaboration as we continue our journey towards a better world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, students. And now I have one startup to represent all of you here to do their sharing. Please come.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Partha, and this is Janessa and Calvin, my colleagues. We are from the startup from Singapore called Pinvest. Frankly, we don't have a prepared statement or a speech, but what I would really like to do is thank you, everyone, for making this possible for us, to be here with all of you. The thought that really came to me while we were talking the last couple of days is, as startup founders, when we chance upon an idea, when we see a problem in the society and we say, oh, we want to try to solve it, the initial journey is usually very lonely. It's just a couple of us sitting in a room brainstorming, writing stuff on the wall and saying that, oh, this is a bright idea. And as you move along, you meet other people. You meet people who enrich that ideas. And I think the last 3 days, that has been the main thing for us. The scale that problems are solved in India is very, very different from just about any part of the world. I mean, just the complexity that our country has is unimaginable. And I think the startups in India who try to solve it, attack that problem, and actually make a difference there's so much for us to learn, like as we are trying to solve a problem of financial inclusion, financial literacy, and helping people to get into the world of investing. For me, like these collaborations, these conversations that we had in the corridors of IIT Gandhinagar were very, very cherished memories that we're going to take back.
So hi everyone, it's really nice to see all of you here. It's my first time in India and it has been an experience here. So while he talked a lot about startups, I will just give a small tip of advice to the students here taking part in the hackathon. So I'm pretty sure all of you have considered paths, different paths in lives, like should you join a corporate world or a startup? Well, I would say from my own experience, it's always good to take a leap of faith. So to you out there who are considering, what should you do in the next chapter of your life, it's a good choice to maybe even consider starting up your own company or join one. Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelvin, and I think both my colleagues have spoken a lot about what we are doing and the value of this Singapore-India Hackathon. I will just keep it short and leave you guys with a notion. When we chanced about an idea and we saw like AI has this ability to reduce the kind of complexity and the jargons that people would not necessarily be able to understand, we saw a problem that could be fixed, and we saw a problem and an opportunity. And I think in the world of corporate as well as doing well, generating revenue versus helping people, they are not necessarily always diametrically opposed. And I implore that every one of you who have these ideas that you're thinking of, and you think that it can make an impact, think about the fact that there's a very high chance that you're destined to help people. Small group, big groups, large groups, doesn't really matter. Go for it and cherish the fact that there's this possible destiny that's waiting for you. And that's what we are trying to go behind and see if at the end of it, there's some silver lining and a destiny that is to be fulfilled. Thank you.
Thank you to all the students and startups for that wonderful experience sharing. It's now my pleasure to read a brief message from the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, to all of you Singapore-India Hackathon students, startups, mentors, judges, and all our distinguished guests here, and especially our Deputy Prime Minister and Minister Pradhan who are here, who are instrumental in giving their support to this hackathon. This is from Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. I'm delighted to learn about the Singapore-India Hackathon 2023, jointly organized by NTU Singapore and the Ministry of Education, AICTE. I extend my warmest greetings to participating students, startups, and all other stakeholders. First of all, I thank my good friend, Mr. Lawrence Wong, the Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister of Singapore, for taking up my request to restart the Singapore-India Hackathon post-COVID. The organization of Singapore-India Hackathon 2023 comes at a time when India has assumed the presidency of G20. The mantra of G20 presidency, One Earth, One Family, One Future, is the manifestation of the ancient Indian concept of Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which means the world is one family. The essence of this vision is to come together to build a shared future. The Singapore-India Hackathon is an initiative that encapsulates this noble thought. Today, there are about 90,000 startups and 110 unicorns in India, showcasing the innovation happening at a speed and scale. In 2016, we conceptualized the yearly Smart India Hackathon initiative, which has now emerged as the world's biggest hackathon. Singapore is ranked as one of the world's most innovative nations. The strengths and skills of the people of Singapore have made it a global knowledge hub. Therefore, bringing together the brightest young minds of Singapore and India in the Singapore-India Hackathon, this is a pioneering initiative that not only encourages innovation, but also promotes cross-cultural exchange, friendship, and mutual learning. The themes of this hackathon are especially relevant: financial inclusion and sustainability. Singapore has always been a renowned financial hub of the world. In the last few years, India has run the world's largest financial inclusion drive, as well as become the global leader in real-time digital payments. When two such countries come together, both innovation and inclusion receive a boost. Further, both Singapore and India are home to ways of life that emphasize living in harmony with the environment. Sustainability has been a part of our cultural ethos. When our youth combine their talents, innovation becomes a medium for solving problems towards building a better planet. The success of earlier editions of Singapore India Hackathon has set high benchmarks, and I'm sure that the current edition will exceed everyone's expectations and help in building a tech-driven Asian century. Heartiest congratulations and greetings to the participating students, startups, faculty, government representatives, and organizers of Singapore India Hackathon, and particularly the award winners. May this hackathon generate creative ideas and tech-based innovations to build an inclusive, innovative, and sustainable planet for future generations. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, for all of you, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, everyone. Now the time has come for which we all are waiting for. The awards for Singapore India Hackathon 2023 will be announced now. Thank you to the participants for giving a little tough time for the evaluators to find out who are the winners. They are very close to each other. So the order for the awards would be, we'll announce the third prize winners first, then the second and the winner. The startup and the student teams will follow. So I'm announcing the third prize now, but I'm requesting Singapore Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Lawrence Wong, and Indian Minister of Education, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Shri Devendra Pradhanji, to present the award to the awardees. Thank you, sir. Yeah. All the other guests on the dais would also like to be on the stage one for giving the awards, please. The third prize on a startup track goes to Pinvest Private Limited. Can I request the team to be on dais to take the award? The third prize winner from Student Track, Team Lima, request you all to come on the stage, please. The problem statement was monitoring carbon footprint. The second prize winning team on startup track is Possible Food Private Limited. Please come on dais. The second prize winning student team, Team Charlie. Team Charlie. Yeah. And the winner from startup track, Hak Darshak. Can I request the team to be on dais? Appreciate.
I just want to note how special Hak Darshak is. 3.5 million people have benefited from and unlocked some of the welfare benefits of the government of India as a part of this platform.
Now the winning team from student track, Team Foxtrot. I request them to come on dais. Big round of applause for this team. Congratulations to all the awardees. The participants. This was a 36 hours long event where everybody contributed. A notable thing here, the students who presented yesterday outperformed in some sense to all the startups which have been presenting. Many congratulations to all the students. That's why we always say the future is here, and we can see the students which are performing well in last 36 hours as well as over the 45 days that we have seen them performing. Now I would like to request Ministry of Education, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Shri Ravindra Pradhanji, to share a word of wisdom with us. Request you, sir, to share some thoughts with us.
Good morning. Namaskar. Excellency Lawrence Wong, Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Government of Singapore. Excellency Simon Wong, High Commissioner of Republic of Singapore to India. Mr. Fong, Consul General of the Republic of Singapore in Mumbai. My dear friend, Mr. Swapnindu Mahanti, Chief FinTech Officer, MAS, Professor Lam Kin Yong, Vice President, NTU, Professor Louis Fee, Vice President and Dean College of Engineering, NTU, Professor Tim White, Vice President, NTU, Madam Preeti Daura, Director Global Marketing and Strategy, NTU, my dear colleague, Dr. T.G. Sitaram, Chairman AICT, Professor Rajat Muna, Director IIT Gandhinagar, my dear friend, Dr. Abhay Jere, Vice Chairman AICT, dignitaries on the days, dignitaries inside this hall and young students, those who participate in this 3 days long hackathon in IIT Gandhinagar campus, and dear students. Friends, knowledge is power. This is an old saying. It was relevant in the past as it is today. The modern day development rests on 3 axes: knowledge, research and innovation. Singapore is a knowledge-based economy. It has transformed itself through knowledge and excellence in education. The last 30-40 years. Though NEP 2020, India has made great strides in becoming a knowledge-based society. The next 25 years of Amritkal is full of promise and potential for India. Close collaboration through initiatives like Singapore-India Hackathon would help in knowledge transfer between our two countries. Singapore is a thriving example of what we call small is beautiful, offering a world-class infrastructure, a fully integrated tech-driven transport network, dynamic business environment, vibrant living space and rich culture. Singapore, a small island nation, has shown the world the power of knowledge and innovation. The dynamic Indian diaspora has contributed significantly to Singapore's phenomenal development. Singapore's world-class products has a huge potential in India's rapidly growing consumer market. Many Indian companies have also registered in Singapore and continue to develop high-quality products for India and the world. Technology collaboration between India and Singapore has made such a successful collaboration in the area of frontier technology. Today, India is fully equipped to acquire more benefits from this collaboration. A recent report by PhonePe and Boston Consulting Group conclude that India's digital payment market will more than triple from 3 trillion to 10 trillion by 2026. 46% of all real-time digital payments happen in India. PM Sri Narendra Modi and Singaporean Prime Minister has launched this cross-border linkage between UPI and PayNow. Linkage of UPI and PayNow is a new milestone in India-Singapore relation. The linkage of these two payment systems will enable residents of both countries to transfer cross-border remittance faster and in a more cost-efficient manner. Singapore is a leader in emerging technologies. India and Singapore bilateral collaboration must deepen. Both the countries can create an innovation bridge, which bridge will help to link between Western world and global South. Friends, this hackathon has a history. The hackathon culture in India began in 2017 under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi. Since then, it has been a popular technical innovation initiative. The first Singapore-India Hackathon was launched in Singapore by Prime Minister of India Sri Narendra Modi and the Prime Minister of Singapore Mr. Lee Loong in 2018. It aimed to harness and showcase the innovation potential of youth of the two countries. Total 20 teams participated. NTU in Singapore and AICT conducted the hackathon. Singapore-India Hackathon continued in 2019 in India, hosted by IIT Madras, conducted by NTU and AICT. It focused 3 themes: good health, this is a post-pandemic period, quality education, affordable and clean energy. Total 20 teams participated. Singapore-India Hackathon has great potential in fostering collaboration between our two countries in education, skill development, science and technology. How far can we go in this hackathon, friends? Currently, this hackathon focuses on evolving technology in the domain of fintech, sustainability, environmental and social and governance. However, hackathon should not just restricted to STEM, but to the other sectors of social problem solving, like environment protection, to transport sector, to promoting bilateral trade of products and services, and also a social sectors of health and education. It represents a significant milestone in the Act East policy of Government of India, bringing together Southeast Asian countries. More frequent bilateral and trilateral hackathons with our global South countries can be explored. The Singapore-India Hackathon offers participants from both nations a unique opportunity for international exposure and exchange. The exchange opportunities should deepen further through the hackathon. I led a delegation of officers to Singapore recently and witnessed the phenomenal progress made in different sectors, especially in skilling, innovation and entrepreneurship. Our key takeaways from visit are: the skill framework of Singapore is worthy to emulate to build a skilled workforce in the rapidly changing tech-driven industrial environment. Mapping India's future skill is our priority. We hope to benefit from Singapore's experience. Industry-relevant course curriculum is another area of priority for us. We have seen how Singapore has built a skilling ecosystem and education with pursuit of innovation for quality industry academia engagement. Our endeavor is to focus on building this skilling ecosystem in India. There is immense scope for India and Singapore to work together to achieve mutual priorities, particularly towards preparing a future-ready workforce for the entire globe. Skill development and knowledge collaboration is an important element of our bilateral strategic partnership. We highlighted our mutual priorities in the workshop on future of the work, skill architecture and governance model of India and Singapore, organized on the sideline of the G20 third Education Working Group meeting in Bhubaneswar. We in India deeply appreciate Singapore's skilling philosophy of leaving no one behind, training for decent jobs and building a confident nation. Our collaboration in the field of knowledge, skill and innovation will not only benefit India but also the countries in the global south who are looking up to us for leading the way. India today ranks third in the startup ecosystem. The tech-driven startups have the potential to benefit from India-Singapore technology collaboration to come out with durable solutions to the endemic development concerns that India continues to face. With these words, I wish the Singapore-India Hackathon all success. Thank you, friends. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving us a lot of information as well as inspiring our participants. Now, may I request Singapore Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Mr. Loring Wong, to share a word of thoughts and wisdom with us. Thank you, sir.
Minister of Education, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Sri Dharmendra Pradhan, Director of IIT Gandhinagar, Professor Rajat Muna, Excellencies and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I last visited Gujarat in September last year, and I'm happy to be back again this time for the G20 Finance Ministers meeting, and of course to join you for this Singapore-India Hackathon finale event. At some level, Singapore and India could not be more different. India is a land of continental proportions with a population of 1.4 billion people. Singapore, on the other hand, is just a tiny little red dot with a land size just over 700 square kilometers and a population of over 5 million people. So when you look at land size and population size, the two countries are certainly very, very different. Yet, the remarkable thing is we share many similarities, rooted in close ties and cultural connections nurtured over decades, even centuries. We are both maritime nations which sit astride key trade routes that link Europe to Asia. We share similarities in culture due to the influence of Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islam, which spread to Southeast Asia through our early trade routes with India. And later, from the 19th century onwards, Singapore was a key hub for India's trade with East and Southeast Asia. Indian traders and entrepreneurs came to Singapore to seek their fortunes, and they played an important role in Singapore's growth and development. Many eventually sunk roots in Singapore, and they helped to build strong cultural and family ties between our two countries. And these close ties continue today. Take the business community, for example. There are many Indian businesses in Singapore, about 11,000 of them, serving not just the Singapore market itself, but the fast-growing markets of Southeast Asia. And likewise, there are many Singaporean companies investing based here in India. Last year, Singapore accounted for nearly one quarter, nearly 25% of India's foreign direct investments. And that makes Singapore one of the top sources of foreign investments here in India, which again is quite remarkable given how small Singapore is, yet we are accounting for, or at least capital from Singapore is accounting for about one quarter of the foreign investments here in India. So overall, our bilateral relations are in excellent shape. Yet, there is much more we can do together, especially in new areas of growth. And that is why in my last visit to India last year, my colleagues and I, together with our Indian counterparts, launched the inaugural India-Singapore Ministerial Roundtable, a new platform to deepen existing cooperation and to identify opportunities in new and emerging areas between our two countries. In our first meeting, we discussed cooperation in several new areas like digitalization, green technology, food and energy security, as well as skills development. These are all shared priorities between Singapore and India. And since then, our officials have been working hard to advance these ideas, and we have made progress. For example, as Minister Pradhan said just now, in February this year, we successfully linked up the two countries' real-time payment systems, Singapore's PayNow and India's UPI. And so now we have enabled real-time, cheaper and faster cross-border payments between our two countries. There are many more possibilities being worked on, and I look forward to seeing further progress when the next Ministerial Roundtable meets in October or later this year to advance our mutual collaboration. To do more together, we also need to build stronger links between our people and our businesses. We need people who can understand the rich cultural diversity of our respective countries, build on our close ties to navigate our respective markets, and capitalize on the many cross-border opportunities that are opening up. And we have many platforms for such people-to-people exchanges. One of them is indeed this Singapore-India Hackathon. The last hackathon took place in 2019 in Chennai. Unfortunately, we had to put subsequent ones on hold because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And in fact, when I met Prime Minister Modi last year, he spoke fondly of the hackathon. He brought it up because, remember, Prime Minister Modi was the brainchild behind this hackathon. He was the one who mooted it originally, and that's why we got the hackathon started way back in 2018. And he was also very keen to restart the hackathon, and I fully agreed with him. And so I'm glad we are now able to complete this first post-pandemic hackathon today, and I'm sure there will be many more to follow in the years to come. This year's hackathon, of course, is also special for a different reason, because it's the first time we have included not just our tertiary students, but startups from both countries. And so despite the challenges of the last 3 years of the pandemic, in fact, the Singapore-India Hackathon has continued to grow and expand. It has brought together young talents from both sides to collaborate, to learn from each other, and to find innovative solutions to our common challenges. To our startups and students who have participated in this hackathon, I know it has been a very intense 36 hours. Many of you have not had sleep. I don't know how you keep awake now. You say it's a very grueling and tough session, but I'm glad from the sharing just now, many of you also said that it was fun and enjoyable. So I think we should give them all a big round of applause for their efforts and hard work. The hackathon may have come to an end, but I hope to all participants you will see this just as the beginning of a long and exciting journey. Because all of you have shown that you have tremendous energy, a great capacity for imagination, innovation, and positive impact. Where others may only see constraints and challenges, you see possibilities and opportunities. So I want to encourage all of you to move forward with confidence and optimism for the future, and to know that you are fully empowered to be able to be effective agents for change in the future. For the students here today, your teams consisted of both Singaporean and Indian nationals. And I hope this has been a useful experience for you to draw upon your team's diverse cultural and social experiences to come up with ideas and proposals. And I hope you've learned the benefits of diversity, of collaboration, of teamwork, and these lessons will certainly put you in a very good position for the future. And I hope you will cherish all that you have learned here, including keeping up the friendships that you have forged during this period. For the startups, you have had a chance to network with one another, exchange ideas, and learn about the market dynamics in Singapore and India. And I'm sure these too will have added to your range of experiences necessary to run a successful enterprise in the future. We've just given out the awards to the winning teams. So once again, my heartiest congratulations to all of them. But regardless of the outcomes, I hope all our participants will come away from this hackathon learning something, benefiting from it, and importantly, excited about the future possibilities in both India and Singapore, and enriched from this experience. Finally, let me also take this opportunity to express my appreciation for the strong support of many parties without whom today's event would not have been possible. A big shout out goes to the Nanyang Technological University and the All India Council for Technical Education. Thank you very much. We have many industry partners from both countries, India and Singapore, who have generously contributed their time and expertise as mentors and judges. Thank you to all of you. And of course, a big thanks to our gracious host today, IIT Gandhinagar as well. Beyond the Singapore-India Hackathon, we will do more to strengthen our people-to-people ties. We want to encourage more student exchanges, Singaporean students spending time here in India, and likewise Indian students studying in Singapore. We want to have more industry attachments, more knowledge sharing, more collaboration between our educational institutes, our research institutes, and our companies. And I'm glad that the Singapore Ministry of Education and the Indian Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship are in fact working on many of these ideas as part of their ongoing discussions on education cooperation and skills development. So let's continue to strengthen the partnership between our two countries and between our two peoples to nurture greater friendships, new perspectives, and new collaborations. Together, we can forge closer and stronger Singapore-India relations for many more years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It's an honor to hear you here. Your words on collaboration and co-creation are really important. And I think events like Smart India Hackathon are going to achieve some of them. Now, we're requesting the member on dais to be seated for some more time. We're going to get some photographs. Also, the audience requested to stay back for some more time. I'm requesting NTU and IIT organizing team to come on dais to have a photograph with the dignitaries on the dais. We all can be requesting next the AICTE team to come on dais for the second photograph, please. I'm requesting all the dignitaries to be seated on the chair. We are requesting the new photographers to be taken standing behind them. Everybody can be seated, please. Yeah. All the AICTE members, please come on dais. जल्दी चलो जल्दी requesting Singapore India Hackathon sponsors come on dais for the next photograph, please. Thank you. Requesting all the evaluators and mentors to come on dais to have a photograph, please.
Thank you very much.